Today we're talking about layering. Roll the intro.
What intro?
What?
We don't have an intro.
We don't have an intro? So I guess,
Yeah, just keep going.
all right, I guess we're just going to jump right into it then. So today we're talking about layering, which is a concept and idea for cold weather camping. Camping. And so when you're out there camping in that cold weather, the thought is that you have multiple layers so you can control your body heat. So that way you're not miserable and freezing, but you're also not sweating, which will lead to being miserable and freezing. So your first layer, your base layer, is typically made of some sort of wicking material. Wicking means it's going to pull that sweat off your body. It's going to keep you drier on that next to your skin. So what this typically consists of is a polyester blend, lighter weight type fabric, and they'll say on it, like Under Armour is a popular brand, but there's a lot of other generic name brand companies that you can go out to. So you're going to want some sort of shirt, some sort of pant, and then a very key thing is some sort of pair of sock liner. A lot of people just throw on a wool sock first thing. That's not really what you want to do, just because your feet are going to sweat probably the most, and your feet are the first thing to get cold. I don't know about you, but every time I was out there when I was younger camping in the snow, it was like, man, my feet just always hurt so bad. As soon as I started wearing a sock liner, that went away. So another thing with layering is you actually have to layer. That means overlapping the layers of clothing that you have. A lot of people just throw them all on. They won't like tuck their shirt into their pants and have their next shirt come over those pants and the next pants come over that. So you can start creating that bond between those layers of clothing. So let's move on to the next layer. Well, that's never happened before. All right, well, let's move on to your next layer. So some people call this your mid layer, your insulating layer, your keep warm layer, which is really what it's going to do. It's going to help keep you actually start retaining some of that body heat. So this is where you start wearing your fleeces and your wools and stuff like that. But before I jump into those, I typically also throw on a t-shirt on top of this layer. This is more of a vain thing. It's if I'm shedding all my layers because I'm going to be hiking or active or something like that, instead of just being in my thermal, I'm going to also have a t-shirt, and I go with quick dry instead of cotton or something like that, because if cotton gets wet, instantly loses all of its heat. Its thermal properties. It's not going to keep you warm. It's actually going to start sapping that heat from your body, and then you become cold and miserable. But for your actual insulating, I typically go with some sort of fleece zipper, zip-on. Reason is it's super fast, it's super easy to get on and off, and it's really, really warm. It's just zip, you're done, you're good to go. But alternatively, if you know you're going to be sitting in camp and not really being very active, then I will throw on a nice wool sweater, kind of something like this. That's just going to be so warm. It'll keep you warm. You can just sit there with your tea or hot cocoa or whatever, and just really enjoy camp or campfire or something like that. For your legs, I went down to Target. I picked up a $20 pair of fleece pants. You can even go to like a thrift store, something like that. I mean, they don't need to be super fancy or super nice. They just need to work. So I got a pair of fleece pants for the bottom layer. And then for your socks, so you want to get a pair of socks that fits your current shoe size, your tennis shoe size. So if you wear a size 10 or 11, get a sock that fits a size 10 or 11. And this will be important, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's see if we can get this to work. Whoa. That's nice. Didn't have to get up and come back and sit over. So your last layer that you're going to put on is your top layer, your snow layer. So these are the classic layers, with your big old snow jackets and stuff like that. So if you have a ski jacket, that's fine. If you go out and buy an actual winter jacket, that's fine. The biggest thing is it's something that's going to be able to keep you dry. It's not going to retain a bunch of that water when you get hit by a snowball, or you're laying in the snow making a snow angel, something like that. You want to be able to make sure that it protects you from that. So a moisture blocking layer. It also has warmth. And so things that I really like and look out for is double lined jackets, so that has that zipper, so you can take out that inner layer and just wear it, or maybe just the outer layer. Again, more layers allows you to take more things off, control that body temperature a little bit easier. The next thing you're also going to want is a bigger pair of socks. So like we were saying earlier, if you wear a size 11 shoe and you put that on that sock that works for that, get a sock that's bigger. This is because you're starting to layer on a lot of socks, and so your foot's getting bigger and bigger. And now if you start putting on the same size sock, it's going to start constricting that blood flow, and it's going to make your foot cold, and it's just going to hurt. Like you're really squeezing that foot. So get a bigger pair of socks. Also wool again, or wool blend even. I'd try to get full wool if you can. And then for your pants, I prefer heavy duty wool pants. The reason is even when they get wet, if they get wet, I have yet to wear wool pants that have gotten soaked, and I have tried. Well, I haven't jumped into the lake. That's the only thing I haven't tried. But I've tried to get these wet, and I've just had no luck, which is a good thing. They retain their heat when they're wet. So get a good pair of wool pants. Go down to your local, Army Navy surplus store, or just Google around online. You don't need to spend a ton of money on these. Typically about, I don't know, anywhere from 20 to 40 bucks is what you should look to spend on a good pair of wool pants. Make sure they fit. And on that note, don't go throw on some belt and cinch it up super, super tight to try to get that pant to fit around your waist because it's too big or too big on your kid or whatever. Get a pair of suspenders. This is so that it holds the pant at that layer, and again, it's not restricting your blood flow and it allows that heat to circulate through you. So let's see if this works again, and then we'll talk about the last thing real quick. Ridiculous. I'm gonna get that dial in before I start relying on it. Send me across the house. All right, so now you got all your layers and stuff, and you're ready to go start camping and having a great time out in the wilderness. But you're probably sitting there wondering, well, what about my hats? What about my gloves? What about my boots? That's gonna be my next video. It's not because I want you to watch a bunch of videos, but because there's a lot in choosing what kind of hat, what kind of glove, and what kind of boot do you want for what you're doing. So that's gonna be my next video. I'm gonna put them out pretty much at the exact same time, and I'll put a link in this video somewhere down below. I don't know, going to that video. So guys, if you've thinking, wow, this costs so much money, look at all that I have to spend to get all of this gear. Here's the thing, when you go camping, look around the house. You probably have a lot of things that will work. You might not have that amazing, looking, winter jacket or something like that, or that fleece or that wool sweater or something like that. Start looking around. Maybe you wear 2 jackets instead of that fleece, the fleece jacket or something like that. And this isn't the only way to do things. The amazing thing about the outdoors is finding what works for you. So this is just a good baseline for you to start. This is what works for me when I go out. Start going out, experimenting, try to get an idea. Don't make your first trip wearing these layers be -degree temperature trip. Make it something that gets around freezing. Be car camping. Be there one night. Be willing to just easily get out if you're there and you're like, well, I've messed up. I am not at all prepared for this kind of weather. And don't do it by yourself. Go reach out to somebody who likes camping. If you don't know anyone who likes camping, go to one of your local outdoor stores, REI, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. There's more out there. I just can't think of them. And just go find some people. So yeah, if you guys like this video, if you like what you're seeing, the content, if you learned something, hopefully you did, leave a comment below. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. If there's something you want to learn, something you want me to make a video on, let me know. I'll get it made. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.